evening, everyone, and welcome to another Practice with Me series. My name is Warren McPherson. In today's lesson, I want to talk about the cycles of fourth and fifth. And this is a very important topic because, let me just go ahead and say this, that you will not understand how chords and harmony truly works until you master your cycles of fourths and fifths, because music, Western music, is built on tension and release, 2, 5, 1. And so when you hear all those advanced players doing all kind of substitutions and reharmonization, it's basically 2, 5, 1s you're hearing, which derives from the cycle of fourth and fifth. Now let me go ahead and explain the reason why you hear people refer to it as the cycle of fourth or the cycle of fifth, as this very reason. If you take 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, an interval of 5 half step is what we call a perfect fourth. And again, it's very important for you to know your intervals. If we take this said interval, C to an F, and we invert it, going to the left, from the right now to the left, the interval becomes a fifth. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It has 7 half steps in between. Perfect fourth, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, has 5 half steps. You invert it, it becomes a fifth. And that's why they call it the cycles of fourth and fifth, because if you take all the notes from the cycles of fourth going up, and so on, you can invert that. When you invert it by going from right to left, the intervals are fifths. The notes are the same, but the interval direction, the intervals are wider, and they become fifths. And that's why you hear people refer to them as the cycles of fourth and fifth. It's based on which direction you're going. But in this lesson, I'm going to focus more on the fourth aspect, because oftentimes when we think about the movement of progression, we think about from left to right. So I think of a 2, 5, 1. And so the intervals are fourths. So I'm going to focus more on the fourth aspect of it. But just know that the fourth and the fifth is basically the same thing. It's all about directions. So the cycle of fourth, starting with C, we go up a fourth, we get F. Go up a fourth, B flat, fourth, E flat, fourth, A flat, fourth, D flat, fourth, G flat, fourth, B, fourth, E, fourth, A, fourth, D, fourth, G, and fourth, C. I just went through all 12 tones on the piano right there. Let me start a little bit lower. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. And if I go up again, I get back to C where I start. And that's what they call a cycle of fourths. It's a circle, it comes back around. And so if I play through all my chords, let's start from C. If I play through all my chords, back at C. That was me going through the cycle fifth, playing 2, 5, 1. And I'm going to show you a little bit about that later on. Now, once you know that, okay, a fourth is comprised of 5 half steps, and you know how to pick out all your notes from the cycle of fourth, now it's time to practice that harmonically so you can go through those changes easily. The faster you can go through your cycles of fourth with chords, the easier it will be for you to reharmonize and substitute and learn songs. So let's take C, but we're going to make C minor. And don't worry about what key you're in just yet. Just try to be able to see the pattern. Because when you're playing, the pattern is what sticks with you. you don't really have time to calculate keys, especially in this exercise. So we're going to make C minor, and then we're going to go to F, and then we're going to go to B flat. That's it right there. 2, 5, 1. And I just went through my first 3 chords in fourths. 2, 5, 1. Now we take B flat, we make it minor. 2, going up in fourths. 5, going up in fourth. 1. We're at A flat now. Make A flat minor. 2, 5, 1. We're in G flat now. Make G flat minor. 2, 5, 1. We're in E. Make E minor. 2, 5, 1. We're at D. Make D minor. 2, 5, 1. And if I make C minor, the cycle starts over again. And so I recommend you practice your cycles of fourths that way. Starting on C and make it minor, and you go through until you end back up at C. Then, to make things interesting so that you get to play each chord out of the 12 tones, you get to play each chord as a minor and each chord as a minor. You go up to C sharp or D flat, and you make it minor, and you do the same thing. 2, 5, 1, minor, 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 2, 5, 1. And you're back to C sharp. So by starting on C, going through the cycle, then C sharp, you'll get to play each chord as both a major and a minor. This is the most powerful exercise that I came across a few years ago to practice 2-5-1s. So just to recap, you take C, and you notice I'm playing my chords in close voicing. That's a very important thing. Don't go and practice everything in root position, because we really don't play like that. We play using smooth voice leading in close position. And if you're new to this, it might take some time, but you want to go right ahead and start practicing your progressions that way. So later on, you're not stuck with only seeing your chords in root position. So start with C. Then make the destination chord where you just ended minor and continue. Make minor. Wait, sorry. Yeah. Then make minor. Then make minor. Then make minor. Go up to C sharp, do the same thing. Make minor. Make this chord minor. Make minor. Make minor. Make minor. And you end there. Right now I can do it effortless, but when I just started, I really had to think about it. And so that's the best way to practice your cycle of fourth. The other things I want to point out, if you find it difficult to go through that entire cycle without getting lost, you can break it up. You can say, take the first 2 sequence. And this is what I call a sequence. That's 1. Make minor. That's 2. And if that's all you can do, just practice that one until you get comfortable. You can add another sequence, so then you can take it from the B flat and you stop. You can go back to C minor. And you just practice that until you can do it that fluently. And you keep on adding on until you can go through all 12 keys starting on C minor, going through the cycle, end up at C. Start on C sharp minor, go through the cycle, end up at C sharp. For the one more thing before I go, for the more intermediate advanced players, do this with your seventh chords and your chord extension. So instead of doing triads, you can do, this is C minor 9, so F7 sharp flat 9, major 7th. You can do it with the advanced chords. Go to C sharp. Nope. What am I doing? C sharp. So it's the same thing I was practicing, but this time I was just using all different types of extensions, flat 9, sharp 9, this, that. This is the most powerful way to practice chords, progressions, 2, 5, 1s. If you're able to do this with your seventh chords and your chord extensions, you're unstoppable. You'll be able to take anything and reharmonize it and substitute here and there. Okay, I'm going to stop now. I've been doing a horrible job at keeping my videos 10 minutes and under. But nonetheless, I'm glad you guys are finding these helpful. I get your comments, I get your feedback. I appreciate that. For the new viewers, welcome. I'll be doing 2 videos a week on just various topics to keep you guys motivated, to keep you practicing. You know, I'm even trying to start a new theme with my background, the sunset, because I don't know, I find the sunset or the sunrise more something, you know, smoothing and reflective and motivating. So hopefully I can do that for you guys through my videos. Again, my name is Warren McPherson. Feel free to visit my website at pianolesson.com, pianolessonwithwarren.com. Check out the products over there. Just drop me a line, say hi. Love to hear from you. If you got any questions, always feel free to put that in the comment section below. If you have any suggestions on tutorial, I do take you guys tutorials. So for those who haven't seen their tutorial yet that they have requested, it's coming. You know, just a lot of things I want to get through, and I also try to give you guys information based in a sort of what do I call it? An order that it's more digestible. So I'm not going to give you something way too advanced, not yet. Not until I've covered the prerequisites necessary to go through that. So until then, keep singing, keep listening, and keep practicing, because this is how you will improve as a musician. Catch you in a few days for another tutorial. Bye.